Hello and welcome to Movie Buff's real-time trailer reactions. I'm your host, Cisco from Misfit Minded Media Reviews. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok at Misfit_Minded or on Twitter at Rampage_Misfit. And my website, you can find me at misfitminded.com.
And I'm your host, Shani B. You can find me on all the socials at It's Me, Shani B. Today, we're reviewing and reacting to the first trailer for Saw X, or as I'm gonna call it from here on out, Sawx, because that's what it looks like to me on the poster. It's starring Jigsaw himself, Tobin Bell, and I guess the franchise is like one true final girl, Shawnee Smith, and directed by Kevin Greutert is how I'll say that. All right, cool. You have it. You should have it queued up and ready. Let's do this.
Yes, I'll start it up here.
The cancer is still spreading. I'm afraid there's nothing else we can do. There is one person who might be able to help.
Our program is a two-pronged treatment outside Mexico City. The results have been stunning.
She saved my life.
You're in very good hands with us.
After that, what happens then?
Your whole life happens then. John Kramer.
According to these scans, the tumor was never removed.
How much time do I have?
Months, at best.
I still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay. All the doctors.
Hello, everyone. It's time to play a game. You all pretended to cure me, but what I have planned for each of you is very real. The only thing I have not provided is your anesthetic. But trust me, you will want to remain alert.
Yeah, right?
Out of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
Please, don't hesitate. Place a big enough piece of your cerebral tissue into the glass enzyme tank. This will save your life.
Oh my god, wild! Holy shit.
This is not retribution. It's a reawakening.
Yeah.
Live or die. The choice is yours.
She's a tease. Like Alex. Whoa. All
right. Initial
you
thought.
Go first.
Oh,
you go first.
You want me? Okay. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, that was first time for both of us seeing this trailer. I was asking you beforehand, like if you had known any details or whatever. You told me you hadn't. So I follow like a bunch of people that like work on the Saw movies or whatever, and like
Big
kind of
fan.
like mutual like friends or whatever on Twitter. And so like I like just through the grapevine heard a bunch of stuff that like is in the trailer. So I'm happy to see that those are all like real. So like the stuff about like John Kramer coming back, I knew that this was going to be a prequel taking place between Saw 1 and Saw 2. Because obviously John Kramer is dead in the Saw franchise. So
right, I was like, I have to go back.
Yeah. There's like
forgot.
no denying it. Like they show his autopsy. It's not like, oh, they can bring him back. It's like, no, that guy's fucking dead. Yeah. Like so I knew that stuff. I had heard that Shawnee Smith might have make an appearance, so that was cool that she's the teaser at the like the the button at the end. Glad to see her back
Yeah.
because again, if this is between Saw 1 and 2, you know, she would be involved. Makes sense.
Yes.
And yeah,
Ooh.
I think it looks pretty dope. I don't know, like I'm not the biggest Saw fan. I know like the last one, Spiral, I thought that was kind of a weaker
21.
weaker entry to the
I was a huge fan, dude. It was a very weak entry,
yeah.
but I still had a great time.
With
Chris
Chris
Rock, fucking
Rock.
21 Savage
I
original
know.
song. Where's that Oscar, dude? Let's go.
I wanted to like it more than I did, but yeah, like the fact that this is like the 10th one, it seems like they're reinvigorated in a way. They're bringing back Kramer because they know it's like the fan favorite. I like how they got
Yeah.
Billy the doll, you know, involved in there with his tricycle. uh,
Billy the doll.
uh,
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, look, and then I wasn't sure like what was gonna be the plot of it, but then like you know how they reveal that these kind of fake doctors who promised him a cancer cure obviously didn't work, and he's like mad about it.
Classic,
And
classic John.
yeah, and gonna take it out on them, but you know, it's not retribution like he says, you know, it's a reawakening. So I
Interesting.
don't So yeah, what about you? What do you think?
Okay. Well, I'm like feeling overstimulated just because I like we're talking about, I didn't know that anything was coming here. Like I wasn't really sure how many movies that had accumulated because I did kind of lose I kind of dropped out. It just seemed like they got a little bit too torture focused and
Oh
not
yeah,
so
torture
story
porn.
focused. Which it does seem like at this point they're sort of like, "Yeah, we know that's our thing and we're okay with it."
Yeah,
Which I guess I'm okay with too, right? Like they do it like nobody else. The creativity that this trailer is basically reminding me why I liked the franchise in the first place is really giving me the feels and I'm it's amazing that this is the 10th.
10th movie.
Wow, right?
Well,
Like
because
James Wan,
they were
how the fudge did they know?
it was like I remember because like I feel like the reason it was like at a certain point they realized we can just make these every Halloween, like put these out every Halloween.
Be true.
So they just started. I don't know like what entry that started, but like they just like it was just every year was a new Saw
Yeah.
movie. So
Wow.
yeah,
It's true. It does feel like every Halloween I'm sort of like, "Oh, where is the new Saw?" But I guess after Spiral and seeing the spinoff, I thought, "Oh, I guess maybe that because they had killed Jigsaw, like they're not gonna come back that way, and they're looking for other avenues to bring it to." But I do love that
it's the
because their thing
Blumhouse
is like,
tradition
let's
now. You got to bring back the old guys. You know, you got.
yeah, you have to,
Yeah,
but I mean, like, at the same time, because their whole thing is, like, just torture people who deserve it, they can
yeah,
go to any time in space, and they're not doing anything within the story that isn't gonna fit.
yeah. I think I did recently rewatch all of them too. Like it probably was for when Spiral came out a couple years ago.
Get
Went
ready.
back and rewatched all of them, and I did like a pod about I think like the first three maybe or something. On
I think
yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
those. Yeah.
So that was, I mean, it's a lot, like you said, like overstimulating for sure. Like it's not. I don't recommend like binging those necessarily. Like
No,
it's
I think
it's a
mm-mm.
lot to take in, but there's like a few of them that I mess with and will like go back maybe for this new one. Like Saw 6 is pretty good. And then like the first 3, but then like
Yeah.
once you get to like Saw like 3D and shit and like
Yeah, when they're really, like, keeping it alive, but not quite giving it
it just
the
becomes
love and
it
care.
just becomes like, and then yeah, basically once Kramer died, it was like it became so convoluted and like
Well,
this guy was behind the scenes the whole time working with John, and it was just like okay, like
oh, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's my hot take about the continuation of the Scream franchise is that they're, like, kind of stuck there, just like Halloween kind of got stuck there, where they, like, really can't quite be like, "This person was always in the
yeah,
background," when we're like, "But we've been watching for those 20 years."
yeah.
No, they weren't, you know?
That's why I
It's a
like
little
like
rough.
the new ones. It's like a whole new cast, present day. We're not trying to like retrofit stuff to
No.
to fit because, like you said, like we're fans of the franchise would be like that doesn't make sense. And like I can't remember the one like dirty cop or whatever that like becomes like the new John Kramer, but that I never really liked that guy.
Yeah,
Like,
like, super fans of his that sort of copycat him, follow in his
yeah,
footsteps, like, it is an interesting kind of franchise in the way that it's tried to find a way to stay in the game and to keep what Jigsaw stands for, like, alive across all these years.
yeah.
Just totally wild, and I think my favorite thing is, like, anytime I'm watching a movie and there's a big twist, I always usually look at my partner and go, "Bump, bump, bump."
Dun, 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 dun,
Bump,
dun,
bump, bump.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Because,
I
like,
do the same thing.
notorious.
Yeah.
That's why I'll always come back. Like, they are working and so interested and so creative about trying to put twists in that I really appreciate, even if I've gotta sit through what looks like, horrific torture.
10 movies, yeah, 10 movies of just pure torture.
Which one's the one that has Chester from Linkin Park? What number is that?
I think that's the 3D one, that's the bad one. I
Oh,
wanna
poor
say.
buddy.
That
I
that
mean, he popped it open, so
that
he's
kill
a
that
big
kill
deal.
though, that kill is pretty gross and, like,
Yeah,
a standout in
disgusting,
that
dude.
movie though, yeah. And, like,
Yes, he did.
he's got the pipes, like, when he screams, like, he's got the vocals to,
He
like,
nailed
pull
it.
that off, yeah.
See, like, even this franchise was, like, smart enough to be like, "Bring in somebody from music. Let's do what all the big franchises do."
Yeah, R.I.P. Chester, man. Oh man, and yeah, like I think that's
Sweetheart.
what's cool about them. Like the premise, I guess, is like they can bring in a new cast every single time of people, and like
Mhm.
the kind of mystery of it, of like, okay, why are we here? Like the puzzle solving. I like that. You know,
Yes.
in between the kill, like in between all the torture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's usually like a cop trying to catch Jigsaw in there. So
Danny Glover really setting an amazing launch point. Love that dude.
that's my hot take, I guess, is like the first Saw, you could just tell that Danny Glover is just like not really
He's
wanting to be there.
unhinged. He's unhinged, dude. That honestly, that's like his wildest performance in
Probably.
my opinion.
Yeah. It's crazy that they got him to do that, but yeah.
It is pretty dope. Yeah, it is like I mean, it's like how any of these franchises, they have to come from an initial movie that was so special, right? Like the rest of them get to a place where they're a little bit paint by numbers within the world they've built. But like this movie, it was a standout. Like it
Mhm.
was special. Danny Glover, Monty Potts, Carrie Elwes, right?
Yeah.
Like important people were there grounding, what will evolve into an entire man's back being ripped off.
Just the bloodshed. I
Yeah, the
mean,
nightmares that
the
this one really equips someone's brain for is something.
that scene is gonna be sick, like in the trailer where it said like you have to put in some of your brain tissue in the I'm like, what?
That's some Hannibal action right there, like, your own brain surgery,
Holy shit.
127 slices. Ugh.
Saw 6 is like too. That's like the one I believe. I don't. I think so. Where they like are going after the healthcare system too. It's like kind of similar where it's like
Mm.
he's not like going after the doctors, but it's like all these different people that like screwed him over, I guess, in like some capacity. Uh
It's hilarious how he keeps trying to be like, "I remain righteous." And it's like, "No, you
no.
don't. Like, you're so far away."
Like even Shawnee
Honestly, like
Smith's like introduction where it's like she was a drug user. Let me put this torture device on her.
I'm gonna save her life this
Maybe,
time. Like,
maybe drop her
what?
off at a rehab. Like I don't.
I yeah, it's a little bit fuzzy. I mean, I wanna go back and see if I can't watch some of the, like, maybe try to figure out, like, what are the tentpole pieces that keep this thing that, like, hold the circus from the outside where, like, all the tricks inside contain the rest of the movies. And honestly, if I can put on my producer hat, why aren't they doing a Jigsaw origin story, like, full on straight up? Like, Jigsaw at,
Like
Caltech
Wonka,
Engineering College
prequel.
designing the craziest shit, and then at the end of the movie, you're like, he's been doing this the entire movie because he's going to murder his professor for retribution about last semester, and this is Saw. Like, this is the original one.
No, it needs to have a
This is
twist.
Final
It
Destination
needs to have a
5, you
final
know?
twist. So then at the end, the twist is that that wasn't Kramer the whole time. Kramer kills that student and copies all his ideas. Oh.
Oh! Oh! Honestly, this is like that Community end cap. We sure had a screenplay together.
Right. And
Because
then you
for
put
real,
that
like,
music in there. Dun, 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 dun,
bump,
dun,
bump,
dun.
bump. God. Yeah, this franchise is very, very fun.
Super dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, very dramatic, very campy, but I think I like that there is one. It sort of like makes me feel like how there's a Halloween and there's Freddy and there's Jason, and like this is kind of the Jason.
I like Saw 2 with Donnie Wahlberg. That's a pretty good one. I think that's pretty solid.
I forgot about Donnie being here.
That's a fun revisit, because like you want to talk about like unhinged, like Donnie Wahlberg in that
Yes.
movie is just like beating up Kramer like the entire time, like this guy that's like sick with an IV
So
drip.
intense, dude.
And then you got Donnie like, "Where is my son?" Like,
Classic Donnie. He's such a wild card. Every time he shows up, you never know what
Yeah.
you're gonna get, but it's true. I forgot he was here. And I guess like
he's in a couple of them. He comes back like the same kind of tropiness thing where it's like two ends, and then it's like they come back to him a couple of times or whatever.
mhm.
And in later entries, again, I couldn't even, like, watching all 10 of them back to back, you probably couldn't piece together what happened. It's so complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess for me, it's sort of like take these movies one at a time and enjoy them every Halloween, right? No pressure to be a super fan if you
Killing
don't want
Kramer
to.
probably was like the biggest mistake that because in like Halloween and Jason, you could always just bring him back as a supernatural, but like because they killed Kramer and like literally pulled his brain out and like organs out and stuff, it's like there's no bringing that guy back.
Yeah, why
There's
would they do that?
unless you do a prequel like they're doing now.
Exactly.
So and maybe they'll keep doing this. It'll just be like a slew of sequels that like take place between like 1 and 2 or something.
Probably, right? Like James Wan has
Just
figured
why
out
not?
how to insert prequels all over the place over the past 20 years, learning how to do other franchises and taking all just like basically like this is the tent pole that started everything, which is kind of amazing. I love that about this franchise, no matter what. Is it like it's important to horror history, no matter how cheesy or campy or torture focused it becomes.
I mean, Fast and Furious did it with what's his name dying in Tokyo Drift, and then he's like in 5, 6. Like they just were like, this takes place before Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
So. And then they just like went ahead and were just like, nah, actually he didn't die in Tokyo Drift, so now we can just use him.
Yes,
whenever, so.
yeah. Very cleverly, when they used him, they were like, "Ooh, I think there's some cool stuff going on in Tokyo," and we fixed it, right?
Why do they always kill off their coolest characters? Like, come on, franchises. Like, these are like the fan favorites. Like, stop
I think
doing
they
that.
like didn't know that they weren't supposed to do that until too
Yeah.
late, because like so many people
Right.
so many people were casualties across those 10 movies that I'm like, no, they could have been a good bring back. Yeah, it's true. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. But who knows that you're like basically casting for 20 years. Like Linklater, right? He's the only one that
True.
knows that for Boyhood.
It's pretty funny too, like when they do some of the flashbacks, like there's a meme that's kind of like, the Steve Buscemi meme where it's like, hey kids, like with
Yes,
the skateboards,
youth.
like, hey fellow
Yes.
kids. There's one that's like Kramer in a flashback, and all they do to make him look younger is like put a backwards cap on him, and he looks exactly like that.
That's amazing.
What do you
Yes.
do, kids? And it's like, why does he look so much older in this new one? Again, timeline.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. Just
We
go with
accept a
it.
lot in order to just enjoy screaming.
He looks pretty good though, I will say, for being like this is a 20-year franchise.
There's no
He
way.
looks
Yeah,
pretty
there's
good,
no
so.
way that when this guy got this script, he was like, I'll be doing this for 20 years. Like, this is what I'll be
For the
the
next 20
most
this will be
famous
my
for.
career.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's so wild. Wild, wild, wild. All right, cool. Well, I guess
Uh,
obviously, are you gonna catch this one? You think you'll go to this in the theater?
unclear.
Horror
We'll
movies
see.
are be dangerous in the theater.
That is true. But yeah, it falls a tough time. That's when like the semester kicks in, and I really don't have a lot of
Busy.
time to catch movies, and then on top of that, just like, you know, bad theater experiences. It's just like, don't know. What about you? Are you gonna catch
No
it?
way. Absolutely not.
No.
Not because I don't want to see
So
this.
we will not be reviewing this
Not
one.
because I don't wanna see it, but because there's no way I can hear and see those images so loud and in my face as where I exist
Mm,
today in time. I can't do it. I think the
yeah.
last one of the Saws I saw in theater was, like, maybe number 5 or something, and I just remember leaving being like, I can't." Just feeling too overwhelmed, so I'll watch it
Whatever.
when it hits
I
streaming,
think it
but
was.
I don't think I can do it on the big old screen.
I think the one before Spiral.
Oh, I did see Spiral. I saw
And it,
Spiral in the theater.
okay. I think I had a screener for that one. Jigsaw though I saw in the theater. I think that's the one
Okay.
before Spiral, and that was boring as hell. I was so fucking bored with
Yeah?
that one. It's so
Okay.
yeah, it was super
Yeah.
boring. It's not a good one. Like all the spin-off, you know, away from the main. Like if it doesn't have Saw in the title, stay away from it. Spiral,
Yeah, don't
Jigsaw.
trust the spinoffs. Pun intended,
Yeah.
right? Don't trust the spirals off.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's a whatever franchise. I mean, we got this and The Exorcist Believer. Have you seen that
I
trailer yet?
have. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, whenever we get a little closer and they do another trailer, let's cover that just because I want to talk
Okay.
about that movie and I'm fairly confident I will not be able to view that one on the big screen either. The fucking trailer alone, I was like, "Jesus Christ."
Yeah.
So
Another Blumhouse reboot,
yeah, we're gonna
you know,
see.
requel.
This one
So
at least looks like what I want the Blumhouse reboots to have looked like when they took older properties. Like this is what I was expecting at the beginning of Halloween. So I do feel optimistic after seeing the trailer. But yeah, let's see what they give us a little closer.
all right, yeah, more of the trailer. Do not trust those Mexican cancer facilities.
Yeah, be careful, right? I know the healthcare system's not so
Be
great in
careful.
the US or whatever,
Not
but
great here.
be mindful that people might be cheating you.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Anything else you want to add before we get out of
Nah, I'm all
here?
good, man.
All right, that wraps it up for us, guys. Thank you for listening to Movie Buffs real time trailer reaction to Saw X or Saw 10.
Yes.
Don't know what we're going
Suox, as I'm not joking. I'm gonna say that
Stalks.
every time. So you never miss a rep. Follow the Buffs on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at We Stay Buff. Take us on a ride and subscribe to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. And please leave a positive review. 5 stars is the dream. And of course, you can follow me personally on all the socials at It's Me, Shani B.
Yes, and you can follow me on Twitter at rampage_misfit. My movie page is at misfit_minded. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and my website at misfitminded.com. Thank you again for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope to catch you next time on Movie Buffs Real Time Trailer Reactions. Stay buff.